That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Lincoln's Coffee Week is now Coffee Month in February. With 25 participating venues, visit and check into at least 10 for a chance to win a $250 gift card to the venue of your choice. More details at lincoln.org/coffee-month, brought to you by Visit Lincoln.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street, online at doubleeagle.golf.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You've got used to one segment of Good Takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of Good Takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in, Raff's Good Take on Sports. Happy Tuesday, February 17th. It's beautiful outside, although it did just start raining not too long ago. I think it's dried up now. We got Chris Raff streaming in, as always. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. We will have the Husker Hoops postgame show, likely at the start of 10 o'clock, as long as there's no OT. Got close between half. It's currently 28-33 at halftime. Hawkeyes leading it. But Chris Raff, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. Watching the game. A little chippy there in Iowa City tonight. I'll preface it with this. I am to the point now, I don't like Iowa anymore. I think I'm finished with Iowa. They're done. I think I dislike them more than I dislike Creighton. So they have moved up to number one, I think, in my dislike.
I'm with you. At least with Creighton, there's some mutual respect. Although we talk kind of crazy at the end of the day, yeah, I feel like there is a mutual respect between the two programs. Like, even all the Nebraska basketball fans would sit there and say, it's a really great run program, and there's a reason why those guys are good. And you're seeing Creighton fans look at Nebraska basketball this year, like, yeah, I mean, there's a reason. And with Iowa, I'm getting frustrated watching this with the chippiness. And correct me if I'm wrong, Raff, did I not see a very large portion of the Iowa football team in their jerseys at that game?
Oh, I missed that. I missed that part. They might be there. I don't know. I think
they're there in their football jerseys. 402-464-5685. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they just don't want. They just can't stand us winning anything. Like, they just, anytime they have the opportunity to stick it to Nebraska, they just salivate at the mouth for it, and it drives me insane. So I know we've lost the last 10 out of 11 on the road when playing in basketball at Iowa.
Yep.
I really want this one.
Well,
even so now that the game's tipped off, like, it's driving me nuts watching this game, and they get way too much of a kick out of beating Nebraska.
Well, we've lost in football, it's out of so many years now, 7 of the last 8 or something crazy like that. Last night we talked about a little bit. Mr. Nick Wyman, is he in the house tonight?
Not yet, but he will be eventually.
He told me there'd only be maybe a trickle of booze for Price Sanford tonight. I I disagreed. I said the hate for Nebraska is there. Him coming to Nebraska from Iowa, and I'll tell you what, Iowa, that fan base, they're bringing it tonight. I mean, they're not being the most polite with some of their chants. However,
not just booze for Bryce Sanford, F Bryce Sanford.
Yeah,
is what they're going with tonight. So
they're
talk
letting
about
it. So yeah, I just sitting there and it's like, man, my skin's starting to boil. Like I have like dislike for Iowa. Like I guess I've never really cared much for them. I just always been like, it's just Iowa, whatever. But now I'm to the point I'm just like, man, I want to beat these guys every time we play them from here on. I mean, I always have wanted to win, but now it's like I just want to beat them for my own personal, like just to be happy and just to kind of shush them up a little bit.
That's where I'm at. I am so sick of this being their crystal ball. Like it just drives me up a wall, Chris Raff. Like the amount of joy they get. And you know what? Sometimes, give them a little bit of credit, but they beat us in wrestling and it was more of the same things. Listen, when we beat Iowa, it feels good. I feel like we don't make TV commercials out of it. We don't make a parade out of it because Iowa's not the goal. We are the goal for Iowa. That's just what it feels like. It feels like nothing matters. Just beat Nebraska. And we can lose the first game of the tournament. We don't have to be serious contenders. Just beat Nebraska. And that'll be our parade. And I know I'm being kind of jaded and biased. Not every Hawkeye fan's like that. But man, like this game's driving me crazy. This way, watching the crowd react, like I said, I'm pretty sure like the football team showing up in numbers like that. It's like, come on. What are we doing?
Well, it's there. Like even Coach Ferenz, he came to the Dave Remington ceremony for the Remington Award. And, everybody gets along, good times. But then, it gets to the end of the speech for the Remington Award winner. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting kind of used to winning trophies. We've had the what is the Legends or the Champions? I forgot which game it is. Like we've had that trophy so long, we're starting to have to pay, charge rent on it because we've had it in our trophy case for so long. And it's like that. Beating Nebraska, like you said, it means a ton to them. But now it's getting to the point, I think, where Nebraska is just going to have to put their foot down. And it's like, I'm looking forward to the second half. Nebraska basketball, they took a barrage. I mean, the defense, Iowa, it was swarming, but man, I thought there was a lot of there could have been some fouls, a lot of chippiness going on in that first half. Big 3-pointer by Kel Jacobson in the first half, only down by 5. So I'm looking for Nebraska. And if there's anybody that I want giving a halftime speech on the road is Coach Fred Hoiberg. I can only imagine what that halftime speech is right now. Fred Hoiberg loves road games, and I think he's salivating for the second half. I know they've got some little bit of foul issues with Jamarcus and Rink, but I think that down 5 at half, Fred Hoiberg with a little bit of a pep talk at halftime. I think Nebraska is going to come out. I think they win this game.
Yeah, and the one thing I want to see Nebraska do, and I think you're right, the second half, I think they'll come out in a much better shape and form, or at least that's the hope. One thing I want to see this team keep doing is if they're going to be grabbing you and just constantly bumping you and riding you when the refs aren't going to give you the benefit, you could do what Kel Jacobson said, start getting to the foul line. I mean, a simple pump fake. Look at the way they're swarming and just trying to attack everything. Even if they're riding your hip as hard as they are, go up. Just take a quick stop and go up, and they'll run right into you. Like, make them pay if they're just going to play totally out of control and ride you and grab you. Start getting them into foul trouble. That's the one thing I want to see this Nebraska ball team do more of. And easier said than done, right? Like, go draw fouls. But you got to do what Kel Jacobson did, earlier. Like, get in there. If you get pressure, just pump fake and watch how many bodies come flying after you, especially if you got to step on them, which was Kel Jacobson's case. I want to see Nebraska start punishing Iowa for playing so, I don't want to say undisciplined because it's working, right? But if you start pump faking and you start, like I said, if you feel them just chasing and they're not in control, just quick stop, collect yourself, and go up. They'll just smack right into you at this point. If they don't change the way they're playing defense, which I don't think they will because it's worked up until this point. But yeah, I mean, the easiest way to shut the bully up is, you just got to take it to them. And unfortunately for football, and as much as I love this basketball team this year, you guys got to go out and win. Otherwise, No one's going to listen to the loser.
And what can you say about Sam Hoiberg? I mean, game in and game out. I mean, he's such a calming presence for Nebraska and a spark for Nebraska. The reverse Michael Jordan-esque layup under. I mean, what he's doing is just it's awesome. And it's like I just hope he gets all the credit when all those teams come out and stuff like that. I try making the push for it just because I just feel like he's just what he's doing for Nebraska, leading the nation in assists per turnover ratio. I mean, just crazy numbers like that. And then tonight, just being that spark when Nebraska was needing a basket in the worst way, and just the level of basketball that he's playing. It's one that, like we talked about this in the past, that when they talk about, I mean, I know the season's not over and stuff like that, but Sam Hoiberg, that name is going to be recognized for years and years to come, in the state of Nebraska.
It's unreal. And yeah, that reverse layup he's had, I mean, I want that 2K animation, whatever the hell that is. I mean, that is a freaky athletic reverse layup. He's so good at using the rim to go up against those trees and just floating to the other side. You couldn't have hit that one any cleaner, but he is that calming presence. I mean, he's the one guy I shouldn't say the one guy, but you feel really good when he has the ball in his hands, his decision making. You don't get to lead the nation in the assist to turnover ratio unless you're not just one step ahead, multiple steps ahead of the defense in front of you. I mean, we need to clone him. We need to clone Sam Hoiberg. I don't know what we can do.
His defense, he has to have the quickest hands in the country. I mean, I've never seen a guy have such quick hands. The steals that he comes up with, not really, he doesn't, okay, knock on wood, he doesn't get in foul trouble all that much. And the aggressiveness that he plays with defense and how quick his hands are and the turnovers he creates, it's special to watch. I mean, you're watching a master class in defense. It's just what he brings to Nebraska, just not only on the defensive side of the ball, but what he does on offense too. It's incredible what he's doing. So all the props to Sam Hoiberg and what he's doing for Nebraska basketball, because he is the glue guy for Nebraska basketball. When he's in there, there is a calming presence. When he's not in there, you're like, get him back in there. It's crazy, but he is the spark that makes Nebraska go. That's for sure.
Yeah, and with the steals he collects, like, it's definitely quick hands. But also, again, it just goes to his IQ. He's reading so much.
So smart.
Like, he's waiting for that pass. He knows what you're trying to find, whether, you're trying to skip it over top of his head, or if he can kind of read your eyes, seeing you're trying to force it into the middle. He just sits and waits on that. And he's got the quick hands to time it. But a lot of that is just the timing of it. He knows what those teams are looking after. And don't get too crazy with this, but the way I describe it is like watching Nikola Jokic on offense in the NBA. I'm not calling him Nikola Jokic, but the way they read the game. Like, why Jokic is so good is not because he's stronger, he's got more athleticism, he's faster. No, he just reads the defense before they can react. And he's always feels like it's a few steps ahead. And it's hard to game plan against a guy who's smarter than you, that knows what you're trying to do. And that's what it feels like with Sam Hoiberg on defense, where even if the offense is making the right pass or they're looking at the right guys, well, Sam Hoiberg knows what you're trying to look at. So he's just kind of reading ahead of time there. And then what he's done offensively for his game, that's where I just can't get over how good he's become this year. I think we always knew you're going to have that grit with him, but offensively, I can't believe his ability to finish around the rim. And then we all knew he was a pretty good 3-point shooter heading into the year. And now you're seeing multiple games where he's putting up double-digit points, and we're not even surprised anymore. And yep, there goes the football team. They even danced on the middle of the court.
Oh man. So they're rubbing it into Nebraska tonight, that their quote unquote dominance. But I mean, this is stuff, even if you're Coach Rule in the Nebraska football team, if you're watching this right now, this is like bulletin board material. This is setting it, on a platter. This is the fire. This is I hate to say old Nebraska, but this is what old Nebraska thrives on. Like, you got a football team rubbing it in your face. If you're Coach Rule in Nebraska football, you're like, okay, we got something waiting for you the day after Thanksgiving this year. It's time you've got to take the reins instead of, forget the excuses and go out and let Iowa know the time has come, not just for basketball, but for football also. And watching this tonight, if they're rolling out their football team, they're making it, they're saying something to the Nebraska football team tonight, so it's yeah, I got that. I'm ready to go. Give me a set of pads. Let's ride.
Seriously, I mean, the day you decide to let's bring the football team into the game and let's have them interact. Of course, it's the day they play Nebraska. That is the ultimate. Let's rub it in your face just a little bit more because you guys can't beat us and we're better than. I mean, that's the statement, and unfortunately, they have been. So to your point, Raff, this is time to dig deep, get into a little bit of the old school, and let your blood boil a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that if you're able to control it and play clean. But it's got to start sooner than later. I mean, this, like I said, just watching this game, I don't think I've been this upset in a while. I don't know. I wasn't expecting it heading in like this either. I was like, this is a big game, but man, the way things just kind of started off and then see the football team there, I don't know what my temperature is at, but it's revving way higher than I anticipated.
Yeah, no, I sat there. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, yeah, they were talking about, they're talking about a blackout for the game, but it might happen. It might not happen. They just had a sellout at Purdue, first one in a long time. It's just going to be ho hum. And I'm sitting there like, whoa, slam on the brakes. I'm like, it's Nebraska coming to town, and this is Iowa. Iowa wants to beat Nebraska worse than anything, and things were going to be ramped up. And I mean, it's been shown, with the way they've treated, Price Sanford tonight and the way they've rolled out the football team. This is Nebraska, Iowa. I mean, this is where we are at. Now it's time where Nebraska's got to step their game up, not quit being the doormat for Iowa, and step up. First, get it started tonight, come out in the second half, get this W, and continue it forward. And time to, reclaim some of that dominance over Iowa, because they've had our number for way too long, and things have got to change. Only one way to do that. You've got to step up.
Yeah, and I love what I just saw there. You got Jamarcus Lawrence. He's down there, and he was getting hassled pretty good there. The guy's just leaning all over him.
Yep.
Jamarcus Lawrence goes straight up, almost catches the guy's chin. Wasn't going for the chin, but if you're going to be leaning on him that much, you might get caught with something. And Nebraska still got the benefit of the doubt with the foul. So if they keeping that up, I think they can really change Iowa's aggressiveness and the way they're attacking Nebraska and just kind of hounding them actually into an advantage. So that's the one thing Nebraska's struggled with, is getting other teams into foul trouble. Part of it, you shoot a lot of threes. Rink Mast, you don't necessarily use them as a stereotypical big all the time. You use them as a playmaker, a guy to stretch to the floor, and occasionally you run some sets through him down low. But that's hopefully we see more of that. And I think this game can start going in Nebraska's favor. And you need this one. I mean, take Iowa out of the picture.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the Nebraska's still not getting the respect. I mean, they really aren't. They were sitting there as like a 3 seed in the projections, and then they go beat Northwestern by a convincing margin, and they drop down in the C projections just because other teams won a game and all of a sudden they like them better. Yep. I mean, you have to keep proving that you belong, because it still feels like there's a lot of people out there looking to say why Nebraska isn't as good as their record indicates.
Yep. They're just waiting for the letdown. And until Nebraska, I think if you're Coach Hoiberg, I think you like it, that continue to prove yourself mentality, not resting on your laurels. And when you're getting it, from the national pundits, and you're getting it from people saying, well, now you're a 4th seed. Now you're not a 2nd seed. You're a 4th. I think that's good to stoke those fires in Nebraska. But now tonight, it's like you've got to basically go to Iowa's game the way they're playing. We've talked about it. Now Nebraska's going to have to rise to that occasion here in the second half, and play almost drop down to Iowa's game and play that game. And they're going to have to draw those fouls, get on the free throw line, make their free throws. That's going to be key. And they got to get the rebounding going a little bit. They were getting out rebounded. It was pretty big discrepancy there in the first half. So now this is Nebraska's time to prove to those pundits that, hey, we can go on the road. We can play it. We can play at Iowa and get the victory. So like I said before, though, there's nobody else I'd want in that locker room and on that sideline than the mayor, Coach Fred Hoiberg. So I feel like he gives us the best chance. So I'm ready for Nebraska to get a victory here in the second half.
And I did get a little bit of info there from our guy, Nick Wyman. So we knew about the dancing with the cheerleaders for the halftime show, whatever. They're also presenting the Heroes Trophy.
Oh, nice.
So there you go. That's what they think about you. Talk about rubbing it in your face.
Yep.
I,
Well, they've had it since November. They're just finally presenting it. I mean that says something right there to me. It's just like it's Iowa being Iowa. It's like congratulations on your Big Ten. Whoa, wait a second, your Heroes Trophy. So hopefully they enjoy it because, like I said before, I hope Coach Rule and the football team's watching it tonight and get that trophy back. And I don't even care once we get it. We can put it in the custodian's closet, as far as I'm concerned. But just beat Iowa.
So Iowa doesn't have it. And they can shut up about it. Yep. I mean, that's how I feel.
And then their trophy case is empty again. I mean, they got one trophy in their trophy case.
Oh, that's a great tweet, Raff. Save that one in the arsenal. Or hopefully we can knock those guys next year. It's like, oh, trophy case is empty again now that we have the Heroes Trophy. I mean, obviously, I don't like being the guy that has like ill will and actually, gets upset. I want it to be a clean game, but it does says a lot, right? That this is the way they treat Nebraska anytime we come rolling through, whether it's basketball, whether it's football. When it's volleyball, they just disappear and they act like nothing happened. Because go figure with the volleyball program just running havoc on those guys. Good time to, sneak away there for a little bit. But this game, it has a lot to it. I also think just a lot to Nebraska's confidence. I think they know they're good, but I think this game would go a long way as well in ensuring that this is one of the tougher road environments they have all year. It's not an iconic tough road environment, but because of everything we just said, if you pull this one out, that says a lot because this is by far one of the toughest road games they had all year. Just the way the crowd is absolutely into this game.
Yep, and very scrappy and kind of out of sorts a little bit. Like you didn't see much rhythm in that first half. It was just kind of scrappy out. And so now this is where Nebraska's got to show that they can win one of these type of games. And I don't think it's going to get better. I don't think the referees are going to, get control of the game. It's going to be scrappy all night long. Nebraska's just going to play that level of basketball now and show that they are the junkyard dogs.
Well, I keep peeking up now, and it does look like Nebraska is starting to get after them and using their physicality against them because now you got Sanford. He's going to be going to shoot a couple free throws as well. So get more of that. You're starting to feel pretty good about Husker Hoops there. I mean, that's all I really got to add. We are going to have the post-game show. We'll have Nick Sainer joining us along with Austin Orman. I'll be here pushing buttons on the ones and twos so everyone can hear the audio just fine. But, I really not only hope we win this game, I got a lot of friends out there that decided to make the trip. I know our guy, Jeff Essink.
I was just going to say, if we lose tonight, he's never going to another Nebraska-Iowa game ever.
Yeah, he'll be banned from just Husker events, period.
I was listening to Fitness Fanatics on Sunday, and he was talking about how he's never seen a Nebraska-Iowa win except for like one game where he was walking out of or something like that. So, yeah, Jeff, they better get the win tonight or else he is officially banned from all Nebraska-Iowa sporting events.
Yeah, I just feel for him. He's got some bad luck. I know he was enjoying himself a nice beverage. If it keeps going south, he might have to get a few more beverages, but luckily it doesn't appear to be going south. So we'll keep it plugged in here, but man, what a gritty game. And then obviously if Nebraska takes care of this one, you kind of look down the slate here and no games in the Big Ten are easy, but you're avoiding any of the ranked opponents in the Big Ten and you're actually playing, that bottom third for the most part on the way out the door until you get to Iowa again at home. And obviously you would like to win this one on the road because then you feel really good about just shutting out the series and you send the Iowa Hawkeyes without a win in this, back-to-back with one at home and one on the road. It'd feel good to just shut these guys out. But if Nebraska takes care of this, like we just said, I think you grow a lot out of a chippy environment.
Definitely.
Then you clean the slate, knock on wood there. All of a sudden, people, again, they can't look at Nebraska and try to find a reason to take it away from them. I mean, if you end the year with 3 losses, the conversation's over, especially when the 3 losses are all teams within the top 15. And a Purdue team who is, I think, probably going to keep working themselves up in there into a top 10 team. And then from there on out, we've talked about the recruiting from Husker basketball. You take care of business. You end the year with 3, even 4 losses. Say you slip up and lose to another team out there. It's going to look great. And then the recruiting horses are going. Nebraska basketball has a good identity. And we've heard Troy Dannon talk about it. They're going to be willing to spend some capital on this program because the people are here for it.
Well, what's happening too is with this Nebraska, the way they've been playing this year, you're going to see donors come out of the woodwork. You're going to see people that have held their money for a while saying, hey, I can get behind this program. I can get behind Coach Hoiberg. I can get behind this. They're showing me something. And like we've talked about this for ages and ages. Nebraska's got a great fan base, but they're a little gun shy right now because they haven't, for what they've given, they haven't got the product in return. Well, now they're seeing this. Well, now you're going to see more donors come out of the woodwork and say, hey, I can get behind this because I'm seeing what is happening. And I think what this year, the way it ends this year, I think it's just a springboard into next year.
Yeah, who knows? We might even get Warren Buffett into the fold finally.
Let's not go crazy.
A man can dream, can't they, Raff?
Yeah, keep on dreaming. That ship might have sailed about, let's see here. When did they fire Solich? 2003. So that ship sailed about 23 years ago, probably.
I think you're absolutely right. But you'll get some other people certainly interested in the mix because I think you're right. If I were to pretend like I was a big spender or big roller, I'll be honest, I'm not giving the Nebraska football program a dime because they do less with more. I'd be willing to give the Nebraska basketball program because they do more with less. I mean, it's very simple when you look at the eyes of, do you want to give money or not? It's the same thing. If I'm giving money to a charity and it's like $100 and we can feed one kid, who's going to donate to that charity? Like, that's a horrible deal. And I hate to do that to football, but that's what's felt like, where it's like, well, you can get a lot of money. We can be highly ranked in the recruiting and the transfer portal, and we'll have all these reports about how Nebraska's setting themselves up with the talent that they have, and then the wins don't follow. And then even worse, you'll go watch some of the talent leave to other places, and they look phenomenal. And you're like, okay, so it really is us. Like, what are we doing wrong here? And I don't want to blame it all on Matt Rule, because I think when you have this many coaches struggle in the football program I'm talking about, struggle back to back to back, there might be a bigger problem at head there. And whether Bill Moose was entirely truthful in the book or somewhat truthful in the book, I'll leave you to decide that. I think he's at least indicating to some truth that this place has been a cluster. And you can add the last word to cluster and you know what I'm talking about. It's not a situation that a lot of people are going to thrive in. And you're really banking on greatness to bail you out. That's not a good system. That's what, like, you go look at the Jets, you go look at like the pro teams. When your leadership's not in check and you have a bunch of yes men, or you have too many voices in the same room, you know, you're banking on a hero to just bail you out of all the problems that you created. And I don't know how true that is, but I feel like it's at least partially true.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's went back. I revert back to Coach Solich again. I mean, things took a massive change 23 years ago in the University of Nebraska, you know, the athletic department and how things were handled. And what Bill Moose said in his book, I believe, actually, I know a lot of it was true. I've been around it. I've seen it. You know, I was there when Coach Solich got fired, helped clean out his desk. I mean, I was right there. I saw it in action. I saw things change, and Nebraska for the past 23 years has been struggling to find its footing and get its way back. So, and this is one of these things, you know, with the basketball team now, where you're just like, let Coach Hoiberg do his job. We don't need a lot of cooks in the kitchen. If you want to give your money, that's great, but you don't have a say in anything else. You give your money to help the program, but you're not picking who we're recruiting. You're not picking who the coaches are. You're a booster. That's what you are. You're not a decision maker. And I think this has been huge for Nebraska basketball, to where, you know, Coach Hoiberg's had his, you know, he's been able to do what he wants to. And I think that's been huge for Nebraska basketball.
Well said. With that being said, we'll throw out the break here. We'll keep an eyes on this game. Hopefully we can let out a sigh of relief and maybe an exclamation at the end there if things go the way we're hoping to. Don't go anywhere. We got plenty more, not just on Husker Hoops, right here on Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll talk to you guys in a bit.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first. Now is the time to get a glimpse into living and learning at Doane University through a personalized in-person or virtual visit. We know once you experience Doane, you'll see why it's a place where you can achieve your goals and shape your future. Schedule your personal campus visit today at doan.edu/visit.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back. Here's the runs on the ones and twos. Chris Raff streaming in from Alabama. You guys are welcome to join in. Currently got the Husker Hoops game on the TV. And the Hawkeyes look like they're getting a little bit tight there, Chris Raff. I'll knock on wood.
These Big Ten referees are something else. I mean, 3 guys going up for a rebound and they call a foul. It's like it's makes me scratch my head. But yeah, Nebraska's up 2, so we're good to go. So here we go.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you today about I lost my train of thought. I got caught on the Nebraska basketball game a little bit there. But no, I was going to ask you about, why am I forgetting? Oh, Tiger Woods. Did you get a chance to see his press conference today by chance?
No, I did not. You sent me that text message, and I did not get a chance to see his press conference.
Okay, so we all know Tiger Woods is coming off. He had disc repair surgery on his back. I think he's bionic. He's had more surgeries in his back, neck, legs than anybody. So I think he's part bionic. So one of the questions they asked, he's the host for the Genesis at Riviera this weekend in California. They said, is the Masters off the table for this year? And guess what his answer was?
No.
Exactly. With a smile and a smirk. So golf fans around the world got a little bit happier because it's always fun seeing Tiger Woods at Augusta. So I think you're going to see Tiger Woods play at the Masters this year, which would be incredible because it will probably be his first tournament that he's played in, well over a year. So I look forward to that. But then when I listened to that, I was just like, man, it is wild. All of these athletes that are getting up there a little bit up there in age, Raff age, but you got Ronda Rousey announcing that she's going to fight MMA again against Gina Serrano, I believe. So I was like, okay, Ronda Rousey back in MMA. She had a stint in the WWE for like 4 or 5 years and now going to fight that again. And then Mike Tyson is going to fight an exhibition match against Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I was just like, man, Mike, you had a tough outing your last showing against, what was it, Logan Paul or Jake Paul or one of the Paul brothers. Well, by the way, the Paul brother that sold his Pikachu Illustrator for $16.5 million. Insane. Crazy.
Yeah, he also completely just did the worst thing you can do, which is buy a million. He did essentially a pump and dump. I'm so tired of those people. Like, it is just money grabbing at its finest. So yeah, he made a bunch of money after creatively pumping up the value of everything. And I don't know the full story, so maybe I should back off a little bit there, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did some greasing the wheel to make sure it was as lucrative as possible. Because it would be the first thing that he's been attached to where that's happened. I mean, that's the same guy that's been caught for a big time crypto pump and dump, where they tell all these people buy this crypto coin when that was really popular, and then the coin goes up in value, and then they secretly yank all the money out once it's big, and then they leave all the followers and loyal fans that they have left to dry. So that's the same guy we're talking about. So that's how I feel about him. At the very least there.
So I got to ask you, Harrison, you being of the younger generation, when you hear these names coming, like Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Ronda Rousey, Tiger Woods, what kind does it have? Like with me, I kind of get excited because Tiger Woods is kind of like, I'd say my childhood, but my younger years, Mike Tyson, my childhood. Does that have any effect on you, or is it just like, oh, whatever?
Tiger Woods is awesome. Yeah. Some of the others, not so much. Ronda Rousey, her career had that arc for a while, and it just kind of flatlined. And the WWE thing was working, and then for some reason that didn't continue. Although I thought that's probably where she was best. UFC, she was great. Don't get me wrong, but then I can understand why you want to leave that, because it is such a brutal sport. You never know what the consequences are. WWE, I thought that was a great fit for her. I'm a big fan of I Want to Believe It with wrestlers, and it helps when I know you got a UFC background because, well, it's scripted, so you got to have some believability to give yourself a show. And she's a great athlete, But when it comes to other people like Mike Tyson, no. I mean, the legacy's kind of getting tarnished. It was a great name to go back in history, and it was exciting. Like, wow, like watching his tape. I don't care what anyone says. His highlights are some of the best highlights you'll see. But I don't want to watch Mike Tyson go out there at 59 years old.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the Paul brother. Don't want to see that either. And Jake Charlie Kirk from Georgia for correcting that. There's just a lot of things that I don't want to see legacy get tarnished. Similar to like Vaughn in the Olympics, where wasn't she actually wasn't because the ACL tears. I don't think it was just a freak wipeout.
Yeah, she caught her hand on one of the flags.
Yeah, so like she's put an asterisk because that's not really on her. I think she was actually doing fine.
Yeah,
but when you see some of these people, like Mike Tyson's the most obvious because you're wondering what the value is in that, and then you're like, does he have money trouble or what's going on there? And I don't think anybody likes to see greats kind of go out in that light.
Yeah. No, I hear that, and I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, with Mike Tyson, I get it. You know, they're offering him crazy money. Floyd Mayweather Jr., he's going to make it a crazy promotion. It'll probably be pre-scripted like WWE because I can't see Mike Tyson could you imagine first round of an exhibition and Mike Tyson catches Floyd Mayweather with like an uppercut, like he harnesses, like they always say, the last thing they go on a boxer is the punching power. Could you imagine just the craziness that would ensue if Mike Tyson caught Floyd Mayweather and just knocked him out? I mean, just completely floored him. I mean, the legend of Tyson would grow, but I don't think Floyd Mayweather could live with that. So I don't think that there's anything in those plans to where Floyd Mayweather is going to catch any uppercuts from Mike Tyson, just for the both of them's sake. That it'll probably be one of those where they'll stand around for four rounds, throw a couple flurries, nothing aggressive, kind of like what the Mike Tyson Paul fight was. That was about scripted. I mean, you watched Tyson working out; he showed more enthusiasm working out than he did when he got in the ring. So I see those as just big time money grabs. Then also too, I wanted to bring up big birthday today. 63 years old for the greatest basketball player in the history of the world, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Do you agree with me there?
Yeah, 100%. That's the GOAT. I'm even if I wasn't a Chicago Bulls fan, that's the GOAT. I'm sorry. LeBron James is great. I don't like using longevity as the reason why someone's the greatest.
Yep.
And, you know, if you play in the league forever, you will catch up to stats. And that's an achievement. Like, it's not to take away from LeBron. That's still an incredible thing. But the best run ever by a basketball player that you could argue was in a really competitive era. Nothing against Bill Russell, but at that time, I can't remember how many teams there were. It was a much smaller NBA and it didn't have the popularity. He's definitely underrated a lot of times too. But it's kind of hard to combat anything Michael Jordan did. I thought you were going to say Juwan Gary, since Nebraska basketball. It's his birthday as well. So happy birthday, Juwan Gary.
Way to go, Juwan. Happy birthday, Juwan. What's he doing these days? Is he playing overseas?
That's a good question. I'd have to double check on what he's up to these days. He might be overseas. I mean, he was athletic enough and he showed enough promise to get opportunities, but it's been a while since I've looked at where he's at on his NBA, or not NBA, just basketball journey.
Yeah. I bet he's making some money overseas somewhere because he definitely had the game to definitely go overseas and make some money. So I bet that's where he's at. If I was a guessing man, which sometimes I am. So
yeah, well, we do call ourselves the Oracles at times. And
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We've been able
to tie game there at Carver Hawkeye.
We do, and should be Nebraska's ahead. But tell you what, man, these refs drive me crazy a little bit sometimes. Although at least this time they grant us it's a foul on Hoiberg. Okay.
Oh no. Accidental contact, foul on Hoiberg. Real contact, not a foul. I mean, it's bad. It's rough to watch when that happens, but
especially when you're playing the offense that Nebraska does, that's based on a lot of free movement. And I get it. You don't want to just take all the grittiness out of the game, but then you have to call it both ways, you know? And that's where I get frustrated is I go on this tangent at least twice a year, every basketball season. If it's not Nebraska today, if it's Nebraska today, it's somebody else tomorrow. You know, so as much as maybe Iowa fans are enjoying the calls or think that the calls are totally fair, well, they'll get to a game pretty soon here where they're like, these refs aren't consistent at all. And it's driving them crazy. Like, I think we've made this point multiple times, there's always been enough money. And now that NIL is a thing, clearly there was enough money. Make officiating a bigger deal, make it more lucrative, because then you can actually grow a youth movement of people just purely going to be great officials. Like they basketball players and athletes, and then they realize maybe I'm not cut up for the next level. If you make a really good camp and you make it a year-round thing, and then you bump up those salaries, well, guess what? Now it's going to be a more competitive market, and then the more competitive it is, you're usually going to get better results.
Isn't that the biggest head scratcher that you have? Like with like NFL, NBA, well, like NFL, for instance, like their referees, you know, they're not full-time employees. They just come out and work on Sundays. They do camps and stuff and go to classes, of course. But, Clete Blakeman, works up in Omaha during the week, then flies out and refs a game on Sunday. And now you got, college football, college basketball, these billion dollar sports programs. And you would think that why wouldn't the Big Ten or the SEC, why wouldn't you just hire referees full time, to give the best product? I mean, it's not like there's a shortage of money to where you're like, well, sorry, we can't hire you because we just can't afford you. I mean, it's like they have the money to where they could do something like that. At least then you'd have a little bit better of a product, because I mean, these referees tonight, they'll probably fly home tonight or drive home tonight and work tomorrow. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And that's where, as much as we complain about the officiating, it's also not their full-time gig. So they'll go home and do something else and forget about it. They're just going to collect the money and do their best. I don't know how many refs are out there just intentionally selling it, but my beef comes more with the Big Ten, the SEC, or the NCAA, or the NFL, or the NBA. Like, make this more serious than what you guys are. And I think as soon as you do that, you solve a lot of the issues. It's never going to be perfect.
No.
And I don't think anyone's hoping that we get AI officials anytime soon, but maybe, since they like saving money, maybe that's the direction we do go. We just get AI officials to do every game, and who knows, Raff? That's the world we're living in right now, at the very least. With that being said, Huskers, Iowa Hawkeyes, it's still a close game. No one's really pulling away yet. The chippiness has not slowed down. It is still chippy to its finest point. So, you got anything left to add before we throw it to break, and then we'll get the Raff's good take?
Nope, I'm all good. I got all my notes, my bullet points out of the way. Yeah, doing good work. Hey, did you see I made a Raff's good take on sports Twitter page?
I did not.
Yes.
What's the ad? Do you know?
Raff's good take.
That wasn't taken.
That was not taken. I cannot believe it. But I have Raff's good take Twitter page. So yes, I've requested you as a follower. You have not followed me back yet. Shame on you, Harrison.
If there's one thing I'll raise my hand and be guilty of, got to be more active on social media. A little bit too old school when it comes to that part of me. But absolutely, give it a follow. I will join you guys in giving that account and a follow. Don't go anywhere. We'll get to Raff's good take on the other side. 93.7 Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take Dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Raff's Good Take on Sports. It's a barn burner. Hawkeyes lead by 2. Sturts, he's got 19 points on a couple of steals.
Wasn't a foul.
Let's get to the positives, though. What's your good take right here on a Tuesday? I was about to say Thursday, February 17th.
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to 2 gentlemen celebrating their birthdays today. The first goes out to Mr. Pete Ferguson. Pete, just an awesome person. What he does in the community is beyond reproach. He's completely amazing. And then I want to also wish a very happy birthday to Mr. Dan Whitney. It is his birthday today. You all might know Dan Whitney a little bit better by Larry the Cable Guy. Just another great individual in the community, a great representative of the state of Nebraska. Just 2 awesome people. It is a pleasure to call them both great friends, great people. So I hope you both have a very happy birthday because you guys totally deserve it because you are the best. So you guys are Raff's Good Take.
Well said. That's I don't know how many times that I've texted someone happy birthday while you give a happy birthday shout out, but I just made sure to make sure I let Pete Ferguson know happy birthday as well. But that's well deserved. He is such
You didn't text Whitney?
No, I didn't. I tried, but that was a little tougher. But, no, that's a good shout out. We say it all the time. Pete Ferguson, what he does for the community is awesome. Like I've got to know him pretty well. Obviously, it's crazy. I used to work with him all the way back at the old ticket studios. And he was one of the first early shows. And I always go through the story. I remember the first time I got the assignment for that show, and I was like, I don't know what we're doing here. This is going to be a tough sell because we're going to have a bunch of young kids in here every week, different kids. So they're not going to be able to get comfortable, but you end up going with the show. And I don't think I've had one bad instance yet, other than you got a kid who's really, really shy and, maybe he doesn't speak into the mic loud enough, but that's once in a blue moon. And for the most part, he brings in some of the best young voices in Lincoln. And the messaging is always really good. It just makes you feel good about the youth that, okay, not everything's nearly as bad as maybe what the media or the newspaper says. Like, just go talk to people. And I say it all the time now. And the big reason why I say it all the time now is doing Pete Ferguson's show. Like, just go talk to people in your own community. The moment you do that, you start feeling a lot better about the direction of everything else. And you don't have to get caught up with everything going on across the pond or everything going on in DC. Like, what's going on in Lincoln? And when Pete Ferguson's in the room, usually it's pretty good things.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, that Sunday lineup, it hits. I mean, Next 24 had Grant and Charlie Wistrom on, super cool. Then you got Pete, his show, that every scholar that he has on is amazing. They do such great work. And then you also got those fitness fanatics, that talking a little bit of sports, a little bit of working out, a little bit of fitness. I mean, that's my Sunday. I started. The only thing I wish now is I wish you would start earlier. If you could start at like 6 a.m., I'd really appreciate it.
Raff, what are you doing to me? Like, I get up early enough, my guy. No, it's fantastic. And to your point, it's a little bit of different flavor on the ticket on those Sundays, but I think it's perfect for Sundays because you get a little bit of sports, but you also get a little bit of that community. And at least where I grew up, the Sundays were a big day for the community. And I like to see that kind of replicated through my own workplace, which I don't know how many other places can say that. So it's always phenomenal. Appreciate everybody who tunes in, not just on Sundays, but any day of the week. Because if you don't, you're going to miss it. 18 hours a day. There's a lot of shows that we have on the airwaves. You might be missing one of your favorites if you're not constantly tuning in. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get out of here. We'll probably have to hang on to the last segment for a little bit. Not me and Raff, but the next one be me, myself, Nick Wyman. And then once the game ends, we'll have Husker Hoops post game, myself, Nick Sainert, Austin Norman, all right here, 93.7 The Ticket.